Greetings, everybody. My name is JP Stone, back again, here to talk to you today about 5 different ways you can find a job. So, if you're unemployed, you have obviously have a lot on your mind, and it can be really, really frustrating. So, what I wanted to do is just kind of provide some tips for finding the job that you need to, let's be honest, to pay your bills. So we all know that you have to have a resume, obviously. From depending on what walk of life and what your education is, what your experiences can be, you need to have a resume that clearly reflects where you've been and what you can do. There'll be another video about the specifics of a resume. But for right now, I just wanted to kind of walk you through some ideas for getting a job. Obviously, right now, you can post your resume online. Sites like Monster, sites like Career Builder, sites like Dice for if you have more of a technical background, or Indeed.com. These sites are great. Post your resume on these sites. And actually, the secret is to continue to keep posting the resume like every week. Upload a new one. Upload a new one. What happens is that recruiters look at this every time they do a search, and they look at what they're looking for. Whether you're applying for a project manager role, a project coordinator, administrative assistant, any type of specialist, an engineer. And when they're looking to fill those roles, they go looking basically like every day. And if yours is recently updated, then it'll show up first. So they'll contact you first. So that's kind of the other thing that I wanted to talk about. Recruiters are people who are in the business of filling jobs. So, with the internet, it's really made their job a lot easier to get to people, to find people. But then, you have to think, well, a lot of recruiters out there are all trying to fill the same job. So it's made their job easier in one regard, but in another regard, it's made their job very competitive. Typically, if you get contacted by a recruiter first, because sometimes in my experiences, I've gotten contacted 3 different recruiters for the same job. Technically, you're supposed to go with the first one that you receive just to, play fair or whatever. But sometimes, a lot of times, you will get the same job hit up by 3 different recruiters. So anyway, recruiters are paid to find a job, and they will work for you. And basically, all you have to do is just, answer their basic questions, show a lot of interest, and, they'll try to go ahead and find you. Thing about it, though, is the type of jobs that you will get from recruiters or more if you're, these are the jobs that pay, typically about $25, $30 and up. So they definitely pay more. The other thing is you can also go through a local temporary agency. Agencies like Randstad, Office Team, Robert Half International, or Manpower. These are your staffing jobs. These are your staffing agencies that do a little bit of the more, I would say, lower income. Well, I shouldn't say lower income, but I should say just, the salaries are range between anything from like $15 to maybe $23 an hour. So, for some people that can be really, really great. Other people, they might say, hey, I have more expenses I have to pay for. But those, are your local temporary agencies, depending on, where you live in the country. Typically, the process for those, you can call them, you can try to schedule an appointment. A lot of them will say, hey, go online to our website, fill out the application. And then some of them will actually ask you to take tests. You'll take a Word test, Excel. They want to see where your skills lie within, Microsoft Office Suite. These are for basic temporary jobs where you're working in an office environment. Something like Manpower, you might actually be, you might be waiting. You might be a staff. You might be waiting tables. You might actually be a server. It just depends on what type of industry you're applying for. Um, there's definitely temporary agencies that supply for, banquets and different types of parties where you show up, you're a server, you're a bartender, whatever. Another way to find jobs is obviously, to talk to family and friends. Let them know that you're looking. They obviously have a vested interest, if they truly are your friends, to just kind of be aware of what's out there, and they may be able to point you into a different direction. But make note, you can only kind of hit these people up, your friends and family, every once in a while. You don't want to keep bombarding them with, oh, I'm looking for a job, because, it can be a little, let's just say it can be a little irritating. So you want to, you want to be flexible, you want to be smooth, you want to be kind of cool with, constantly barraging your family or your friends. What you can also do when you are out, in the world, and you're meeting people, you're going to the bank, you're going to the grocery store. What you can do is when you meet new people, you can have cards made up that depict, what position you're looking for. Is it administrative assistant? Is it a project manager? What is your skill set? What is the position you're looking for? You can already have that pre-printed, and you can have your name and all contact information, obviously phone number, email address, and you can just be prepared to just give, basically a 15, 20 second speech on what you're looking for. This is called the elevator pitch. And then you can just hand them your contact info, not your resume, just your business card. Another thing you can do, the fifth thing, is obviously, use institutions. Use your church, use your synagogue, use, whatever spiritual institution you belong to. They might have an opportunity there, or they may have access to some sort of a specialized job board that you might be able to contact. And then, of course, you should reach out to your unemployment office. They have one basically in every county. And, there they have literally they have job postings and job requisitions. And, I just highly encourage you to apply for these positions. You can also find a job counselor at some of these institutions at the unemployment office, who can kind of guide you in the right direction while on your job search. So I hope these are some good ideas for you. Feel free to comment, and if you have any others, feel free to also include those in the comment section. Again, this is JP Stone. I wish you well. Goodbye.